Take a look at this Pepsi Prebiotic soda. It says 5 grams of sugar, no artificial sweeteners. So quite different than the usual Pepsi. Do a quick look at the nutrition facts. 30 calories for the can. This can is 12 fluid ounce, 355 milliliters. 35 milligrams of sodium, 3 grams of dietary fiber, 5 grams of total sugars, and that's it. And then for the ingredients, carbonated water, cane sugar, soluble corn fiber, so that's the 3 grams of fiber, caramel color, phosphoric acid, natural flavor, stevia extract, and caffeine. So stevia is the sugar alternative in this. You do your own research on stevia and understand if it's something you want to consume. And it does have caffeine, 38 milligrams for this can. So that's not really a huge amount. I'll show this all on screen so you can see for yourself. There's the nutrition facts. Obviously, the things of note here is that it's pretty low calorie considering a standard can of pop would be over 100 calories. And also dietary fiber, so 3 grams in here. Relatively low sugar. And then the ingredients, the big difference is that it has that soluble corn fiber, which is the 3 grams of dietary fiber in here, then the stevia. Yep. So I have had quite a few of these lately, and I would say that it doesn't work amazingly well with my body, but maybe I just need to get used to it. I'm not totally sure. So that corn fiber, if you're okay with soluble corn fiber, then it should work out, but you might have some upset depending. That's true of all of these drinks that try to go in the direction of healthier with fiber in it. So there's Olipop, Culture Pop, Poppy, and the Olipop bothers me for whatever they use in that. And this one's kind of like mid-range. Olipop or Poppy and Culture Pop are ones that are fine for me, I think, usually, but I just don't drink a lot of them at the same time because they're expensive. So maybe I just drank too many of these. Who knows? But yeah. Anyways, I'll pop this open. We can take a look at it. It's probably good. So that's what it looks like. It does have caramel color in here. It's a ingredient that a lot of colas use. I'm not a huge fan of it. That's another thing you probably want to read up on. But it is what it is. It's in here, so at least know what's in here. Lots of carbonation. Looks like cola. No surprise. Do a smells test. Definitely smells like Pepsi. Yeah. Let's try it out. Again, this is the prebiotic Pepsi Cola. Yeah, it's not going to taste like a standard Pepsi. No surprise. But I will say it's relatively close, considering it's mostly stevia sweetened. And then with that corn fiber in here, it probably feels a little bit thicker than if you just drink a regular Pepsi Cola. I think it tastes pretty decent. I don't mind the flavor at all. Obviously, it does taste like Pepsi because they can do that. They know what the formula is, so they can at least make it taste like the flavor of Pepsi. Adding that 5 grams of sugar probably does help make it closer to the original. And it's cane sugar, which is nice. It's not high fructose corn syrup. So that's an added bonus. Yeah, I personally like it. Usually I'm more of a fan of uh, their competition, but Pepsi's okay. And I think this is decently close. The thing is, don't come into this and thinking that it's going to taste just like a standard Pepsi because it's not. It's got stevia. Stevia has a very distinct aftertaste. I think they do a decent job masking it, but you're still going to notice the difference. Even with the 5 grams of sugar, it's not going to taste the same. So, like I said, don't come into it thinking that it's going to be perfect, like a perfect replica that's lower calorie somehow. And yeah, other than that, like I said, my body doesn't like the corn fiber that much so far, but hopefully over time it'll change a little bit for the better. But I do like it. I think it's an interesting option. As long as it's like not super expensive, I would prefer this to the regular stuff by far because I would rather just drink stevia instead of like aspartame or sucralose that is in the diet versions of this drink. And to me, I would prefer the taste of this one to the like straight 0 calorie versions of this Pepsi. But that's just me, personal preference. So maybe check it out if you're curious. It is an interesting option at the very least. So that was the Pepsi Prebiotic Cola.